Do we have anything else that you guys would be cautious about? What
Pour
about
low.
like, yeah, okay. What about this like area right here? How would you guys like to short or go long at these levels? Is this something you guys wanna? You have multiple weeks, right? You have a value area low, value area high, value area high, high, and now low. So now what you want to do is, if this is the true value that they're building, why not grab those extremes right here and say, okay, well, this is a big zone. You know, it's about 15 points in this zone. But if they lose this zone, then high chance, of course, you're going to hit this 87, probably catch a bounce. But then ultimately, you're looking for 61, and then we're looking for what? We're looking to see if they're going to expand this and look all the way to the bottom. It should be your sig 2 on 5 weeks, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
So now that would be the level we are targeting. But when you look at this is a massive, you know, it's a pretty good range. You can't ignore it, like 61, 60 to all the way about, let's say we go low here, you know, 160 points. That's pretty good. As of right now, they peaked above it and they didn't like it, right? They swept this liquidity. Remember we talked about this liquidity and then also this one. One is external, right? And these are internal liquidities inside. And this is, and now when you look, all the retail, what are they doing? What are they waiting for here? What if they're waiting
Trend
for
line.
something like this? And it comes to VPOC here, right? Weekly, and it just rockets. Highly doable, right? Because you will have the retail participating on that, right? And then also you will have the weekly margin POC, which would be pretty good, right? To potentially close your shorts, but I would think if they're losing this, right, that, you know, there's a massive node here. You guys can probably see it if I extend this a little bit. So you see the node that's starting right there. So you have basically between these two nodes. So, you know, if they can't reclaim tomorrow, let's say this 61.40, they can't reclaim it here. Ideally, I would say 45 was pretty big today, if you guys noticed. Reclaiming 45 would probably be the bullish, you know, signal for them. And if you guys go on a daily, you're gonna see why, right? Let me hide the PVPs. Go on dailies. I'm going to hide something else. This one. All right, so remember we were in balance and we talked about this last night as well. Do you guys recall this? Didn't we talk about something like this? Did we say we peaked above it here and then we said they have to hold this tomorrow? Remember that 45.5 or whatever that level was?
Yeah.
So why would it be important for bulls to trade above this?
Means they want prices higher.
That means that they're rejecting prices lower, which in essence means that they want prices higher. That means that they're rejecting this value here. Okay, so now, okay, if that's our bullish level, because that would mean we're trading at basically building value at all-time highs, which is pretty bullish. But let's say tomorrow we lose this. Let's say we lose this value area high here, which is set about 27. If you lose this little value, let's say here, how do you guys feel about that? What does that tell you? It's a lowercase b profile, right? So that's telling you already something, right? You have a really nice access high here, right? So you want to pay attention to that. Pretty big level. And then you have, of course, you're going to have this VPOC here, and then the value area low is all the way here, I would say 61067 to about 102. I'd pay attention to. We also had a VPOC there, if you guys remember, it was a TPOC VPOC. And just a disclaimer, I prefer to have volume VPOCs over these, but I do mark these, you know, I pay attention to them nonetheless. Does that make sense? What I'm talking about? So you had the value, you tried higher, you failed. Tomorrow you see that we closed inside of this on lowercase b. What is the rule about fibs and lowercase b's? Who remembers from the class? Anyone? Nobody remembers the rule?
I think you short the halfback of that.
You guys, everybody get it? I'm highlighting the bottom piece, which is highlighted already. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So if that's true, how did we close? Okay, I can't paste it. It's basically saying if you close above 50% on a B shape, it could be that you're negating the move down, and most likely you could cause a short cover rally to the upside. Okay, we did close above it. So tomorrow, I would preferably, right, once they lose this value area high, this halfback, the midback that, Free was talking about, once they are able to lose that, there's probably, a high chance we're going to continue down all the way. Does that make sense? And I would watch this area here because you guys see the value area highs and this T-puck. They can bounce at any point in this area. So like I have a square here somewhere, but maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Does that make sense so far? So ideally, bulls, if they can hold this tomorrow above this value area high, is that bullish or bearish?
Bullish.
You said if they hold
Bullish.
it?
If they hold above this area right here, if they're above it tomorrow, is that bullish
Too
or bearish? Very bullish, right?
Bullish, yeah.
Okay. Extreme bullishness happens where? Because that was our 2-day value area, right? Or range. And now if they can reclaim that, then they're rejecting this area, and then that means probably what you would see really, really fast is this 1618 getting hit pretty quickly here. 6206. That would be most likely outcome if they pass the 6.145. High odds we're hitting this very soon. Everybody following so far? Not confusing? So
Yeah.
tomorrow, when you start trading, a lot of you guys your mindset cannot be what trade can I get in? Your mindset and reading of the market needs to start with how did we open compared to the prior day? Did we open higher when we closed? Did we open inside the value area? What type of 4 value areas do we have? Right? That we talked about the opening. Which one are you hitting? Right? And today you guys saw that we had like a B shape profile lowercase b, and then of course they negated it. They went inside those single prints. Then they had like a mini sell-off. Excuse me, towards the end of the day, but they closed inside this 2-day balance, which is not bearish. The only thing that sucks about this is what? How wide is this value area that they built?
Small range.
It's small, so now you have to think about it, right? You're here, you accumulated for 2 days, you tried here, and immediately the first day, we brought you back inside. Is that a warning sign?
Yeah.
Okay. It would have been a better warning sign if what happened. Now I want you to guys think about it. I'm not going to give you an answer. If what happened in any of these 4 days, what would have been a better warning sign? I mean, then you'd be like, oh, yeah, I see it.
Bigger excess on the push higher on the third day.
Bigger access here?
Yeah. Yep.
That would be the ideal scenario. If they gave us that, that would mean what?
Rejected higher.
Say it again.
Oh, it rejected higher.
Yeah, rejected higher, which in other words mean that we found access. We found somebody that's willing to sell. We found the supply. And that would indicate other time frame participants. We went above that key level that we had. I think it was 62 and a quarter or whatever it was. and then we went below, and that's a pretty big signal, right? You found somebody. If this profile showed up here, tomorrow would be a gap down. So now we have, it wasn't a bad access, but it's not something you want to see. They could have trapped some people here, right? Today, when you guys think about this, we opened at the highs, we went pretty low, right? We were aware of these levels. In between, there was like 1324. And then, of course, we had that TPOC VPOC was there as well. It was a pretty good level to go along because there was also some SIGs there. If you guys drew them properly, I don't know where mine went. Oh, it was right here, 3-month SIG 1. So that was a pretty big level there as well. But does that daily and weekly picture make sense to everyone? And why, some signals would have been better elsewhere, but market didn't do that? Is everybody following?
Yes.
Okay. So, this is our, if you guys think about the, the price action, what we've seen so far, you go from here, right? If you look at this, look at the node that we have built here right now between these days here. It's a pretty massive node. So if you're really losing this, high odds, right? If you lose this node, let's say tonight, tomorrow, I don't know where we are overnight. Oh. Hold on, oh, that's today. I'm like, man, did they just bounce overnight there? But what do you guys think? This looks bullish or bearish?
Bullish.
Are they finding a lot of buyers at the top?
Actually, sellers.
Not much. And then on overnight, I would just highlight this part for you guys right here. And hopefully you guys can make a story out of this. What is the story you guys could make out of this? Pretty good story. If I extend this little guy to the left, let's do that. Now let's color code it so you guys can follow it. Okay, that purple line. So if we can crack about the purple line here, right? What would that indicate to you?
Bullishness.
That would be bullishness. Look at the price action, right? You'll be above the fair price, right? You'll be about the fair price of 5-6 days, whatever this is, Friday to Friday, 7 days. And then the distribution here is basically like you're building a distribution up top. Not a lot of volume here, but it's still, I would say, very attractive to trade inside. But look now, you crack this, you go to 49. Every time we went above this, we failed. So if we get above this, I wouldn't be shocked if they go another run to 57 from here. So 41 to 57, not a lot of points, but it's also limited risk. Right, so I would watch for that, right? I would say 45 is really my level. I want to see them crack because that was our 2-day balance high previously. And I would love for them to kind of crack above that and proceed, right? But just pay attention to this overnight and you can see, when you look at this candle and this candle, at one point, where was the single print? Where was this single print at one point? It was on this candle, right? It was this high, was it not? And from here to here. So basically they got in inside and they ate some of those single prints and now they're struggling to get in above. So this is where the seller was. Probably the most aggressive sellers were maybe here, right? And if they lose this level here, maybe 32, if they lose it, high chance that, you're going to wake up closer somewhere around 116, 113 area. So do what you want with that. All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow again. Hopefully we have a identical day profits wise as today. I think a lot of people took some good trades today. Some of you guys were done way before I was, but majority of my day was done this morning, and then I just added a few trades here and there. All right. Well,
Thank you.
all right. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Shorty.